Today we're going to be playing a deck that I like to call Modified Smash. Now this is going to be a NAYA deck that focuses on getting 1/1 counters put onto our creatures, and then we have some other creatures that take advantage of those 1/1 counters in other ways, such as Kodama and Raiju. Now Kodama is going to allow us to ramp every time a creature hits our opponent's face, and then Raiju is also going to allow us to deal additional damage to our opponent's face for having those 1/1 counters. Now we have some pretty interesting combat tricks along the way, like Shatter Skull Charger, which comes in and normally would, go back to your hand, but it actually is going to stick and resolve most of the times because we're going to be able to get 1/1 counters on this thing very regularly. And then this deck also has a lot of versatile cards that are very helpful to not only protect our creature like Snakeskin Veil, but also deal damage. We also have Showdown of the Skulls to not only gain those 1/1 counters, but get a little bit of card advantage as well. And yeah, this deck is very fun, and it's something that I typically will use to help grind up the ladder, to move up the ranks. So I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy today's deck, but if you want a full deck breakdown, stick around to the end of the video for that. There's also a link in the description for the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the like button. They go a very long way, and they are free ways to help support the channel. And with that being said, guys, enjoy today's games. Peace. Be sure to check out the new Swayze shop that just went live. Get yourself a really cool community-inspired t-shirt, all while helping support the channel. Links to the shop will be down below in the description. And with that being said, enjoy the games. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing a NAYA deck called Modified Smash, and it's a Modified Smash because it's simple. Modify the creature, smash their face. That's the goal of today's video. We have a interesting starting hand. I don't think I can keep it, unfortunately. Also not very great, seeing it's pretty much the exact same hand. Okay, well, we'll keep it, I guess. Let's go ahead and play out the farmland first, because they're probably gonna need this for red, so we can get down the Scalds later. Let's get the Luminarch down. We are up against Orzhov with some snow, which means Blood on the Snow is definitely in our future, so gotta be on the lookout for that. It looks like strictly Orzhov as well, so I was gonna say I thought Vanishing Verse was gonna be the card that we were gonna see hit there, but no, they go for instead. All right, let's do this first, and then we go Initiate. Initiate's gonna allow the Gala Greeters to get to a 2/2, which then will allow the Initiate to train when we attack in next turn. And as long as we keep the creatures flowing, Gala will keep getting bigger, and we can keep repeating this process. But again, afraid of those removals type spells. Let's get in for an attack here, see if anything gets removed off the battlefield. It might. They clearly are holding priority over something. Probably going to be Wandering Emperor if I had to take a guess. We walk into the Wandering Emperor anyways, though, because we kind of have to. Nothing gets played. Okay. Nothing gets played. I'm very curious as to why that is, but they were holding priority, which means it had to have been removal. There's no way it wasn't removal. It's black and white we're seeing here. Instant speed. It had to be. I mean, I would imagine it would be Wandering Emperor. All right, well, they played Invoke Despair for a full cost here, and that's a pretty cool find if I'm being honest, but I think I'm going to go with the Scalds here, just kind of refuel, because I'm afraid that we're going to get swept up here. I can almost guarantee that we're going to get swept up here at some point, so just going to keep it simple. Going to save the Halana. Save it as much as we can here. Shatter Skull Smashing comes in next turn, which feels great. This doesn't really have a target, and I don't think it will have a target if I'm being honest. It does deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, though, so if they have like Professor Onyx comes to mind. There's the Blood on the Snow. Any creatures or anything in the graveyard? Nothing, huh? All right, well then in that case we go with the Shatter Skull. Play it down here and attack in. We do lose a little bit of value there as far as not getting additional 1/1 counters from the Scalds placed onto our creatures, but they're down to 5, so a simple Snakeskin Veil here does the trick. They're gonna need to run a sweeper, otherwise we win the game. Unless they have double spot removal, they could try to hit it once. Snakeskin Veil, they respond by hitting it with something again, but pretty straightforward game. I think we did a pretty good job, I think, with this one. It's not over yet. They definitely have a pretty big turn here to try to make things happen. If they go with another blood on the snow, we're screwed, but that works. That's game. That is game. Just to put the nail in the coffin and be sure. All right, GG's. Oh, that was smooth. Let's go. What a good way to start out the game, man. I'm telling you guys, this deck is very consistent, very powerful. We should get a lot of dubs here today. Yeah, if ever I'm in trouble or like need to, you know, rank up the ladder quickly, this is kind of what I've been grabbing lately. This has kind of been my go-to standard, you know, ladder climbing deck, so to speak. We get to go first. This is a mulligan, unfortunately. This is much better. Much better. The curve is really nice too. I do want to see, you know, Kodama come out. I think if we draw into a Kodama and then follow that with an additional land, this hand would be phenomenal. It's weird that we haven't seen, I mean, it's only been 2 games, never mind, it's not that weird, but typically I typically see a Kodama matched with some sort of 2-drop, and that is all we really need, and we can kind of go off from there and kind of go wild. All right, Hopeful Initiate's in. And with the Luminarch, with the Luminarch and the Hopeful Initiate, I always go Luminarch with the 1/1 counter. And my thought process behind that is simple. I know we can get in 2 damage now, or we can get in additional damage later because the Luminarch gets the 1/1 counter. This is going to train itself. Let's go here. So in the long run, we're actually dealing more damage going this route. So as long as Luminarch survives, of course, and it did survive this time around, so feeling pretty good about this. And they block with the Expert, meaning they're probably looking to get that back later from the graveyard, I would imagine. Blood on the Snow is in our future again, just FYI. So hopefully we can get them dead before that hits, because sweepers are just the worst thing to deal with when you're talking about, you know, you being a creature deck and whatnot. All right, so Halana comes down. Halana gets the 1/1 from the Luminarch, I think. No way. Infernal Grasp. I didn't expect them to be playing Infernal Grasp here. Okay, it looks like they're not. All right, we're attacking in for 9 damage, which is a lot of damage, and they're looking to get a treasure here, I would assume, right? Okay, they're gonna get 2 treasures, which does either mean Lulth is coming down, or they're gonna attempt a bigger Meat Hook Massacre, but it does not hit the Luminarch. In fact, okay, I was gonna say, in fact, if they don't have a land, it doesn't hit anything, but now they do have the options to Meat Hook the Halana and the Hopeful, but they also have Blood on the Snow. Now, if they Blood on the Snow, we're screwed. I'm really, really hoping it's not Blood on the Snow. If it is, they have Acquisitions Expert too, so basically I'll have no hand if they have Blood on the Snow here. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. All right, let's get this in here. Simple little Halana gives Gallic Greeters 4 1/1 counters. We attack and we go wide. We're dealing a boatload of damage here. Should be more than lethal here. So even if they block, let's say the Halana, we're in good shape. That's GG. GG's. Let's go. Very clean game again. That time though, the Blood on the Snow would have been a lot worse for us than the previous game, because the previous game we had the Scalds, which was really great. This game we didn't have the Scalds in hand, so that Blood on the Snow would have been particularly bad. Yeah, we definitely dodged a bullet on that last one with the no Blood on the Snow situation, but why is it that I play a new deck and, you know, it does particularly not so great against sweepers, and we just play against sweeper decks? It seems to be a little unfortunate. All right, I mean, this would be normally really good if I had a white source, but I don't think I can keep it. Can't trust that the mana is going to hit. This is a little better. No shot. There's no shot this is happening, right? It's fine though. It's fine. I'm not like upset. I just can't believe the logistics of it. I just got done recording my life gain deck, and I don't recall. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't recall like really much mono black or anything like that. And now all of a sudden it's 3 mono black decks pretty much. Obviously one being Orzhov, but the snow mana thing, you know, blood on the snow, that sort of combo. Silly, man. It's totally silly. And this time is not our game either, because we are against mono black. They're going first, and they've got a pretty good situation to open the door up with the Shambling Gas and the Deadly Dispute. Not fun. Let's hopefully get this Luminarch to the moon. That way it can't die to the meat hook at least. But I mean, avoiding the meat hook, and then if we can find Snakeskin Veil, I'd feel a lot better. But it doesn't stop the impending doom of that Blood on the Snow. That is the one card, man. Would have loved to get that treasure out, by the way, from the Gala Greeters that last turn, so we could have played the Showdown of the Scalds here. But now I'm gonna have to take one turn off here for the Showdown, because I like to play it whenever we, you know, haven't played a land for the turn. That way we can get full value out of it. But they are gonna sack the Chief. No, they're not. Okay, they're just gonna take it. Showdown of the Scalds comes out next, which is very helpful. We saw how helpful it was in the first game where our board got blown up. They can eat 2 treasures here though to draw 2 cards. The Merchant is annoying, is a very annoying card for sure.
You fight for me now.
That's not a bad draw. Maybe we focused on that for this turn. I think that's a fair play. Yeah, I think this is totally fine. Let's go green or white. Probably white. All right, Thundering Raiju, get in there. And we'll go ahead and go here. We'll spread the damage out. I know we can kill Sorin. We can kill Sorin here if we double down, but then they're not going to use any of their blocks at all to protect Sorin, because why would they? They might spread out the blocks here. Yeah, you know, they might spread out the blocks. I don't know what I'm saying here. I don't want them to let these attacks go through, let me kill Sorin, and then just let them have these 2 creatures here and not have to block. I want to force them into a block. I think getting rid of their 2 creatures here is the better play than getting rid of Sorin. And we get rid of both of them, which is nice. Because all that's going to do is it's going to force Sorin to create another 2/3 if they can't figure out a way to block. But the fact that they did block with both tells me they probably have the Blood on the Snow, or even Meat Hook. Meat Hook gets the job done at this point too. So, and if they do, we just lose. This is a very bad matchup for us. It just is. It's a horrible matchup for us, and we've gotten it now 3 times in a row. So the fact that we're potentially going to be 2-3 against them, or sorry, 2-1. Not bad. All right, let's go here. And it doesn't help that we're getting flooded, and now we're just drawing like absolute trash. All right, 2 Halanas. Can only play 1 of them. Snakeskin Veil, not exactly what you want to see in the Scalds either, because Snakeskin Veil is something you want to hold and ambush your opponent with when they try to kill your creature. But all right, anything off the top though, as far as creatures go, would be great. Like a Kodama would be pretty cool. I can obviously bring it in and give it haste, smash their face. That could be pretty interesting. How many Luminarchs have we lost? Just the 1, or yeah, just the 1. Okay. Luminarch obviously pairs so well with Halana. What is going on? Okay, is that going to transform? They're probably going to draw a card. Drawing the card is always the best thing you can do on the first try. Yeah, the first go around. We do get a Luminarch. Wow, okay. So you're saying there's a chance. I am going to play out the Halana first. That way we get the 1/1 counters from the Showdown. We play a green source. That way we can protect it just in case they want to get, you know, a little froggy here. I really hope they try to remove this, man. I really do. Looks like they're not going to, though. All right, so let's go ahead and kill Sorin. That's at least worth a shot. All right, they block. No problems. They prefer to keep the Sorin. And we are going to lose the Snakeskin Veil, so we might as well go ahead and pop it now. All right, so we've got a 6/7 Halana now, which is going to spit out 6/1/1 counters on our creatures when they come out. As long as we can avoid getting blown up on the board here, we're good to go. But I mean, 5 cards in hand, you're guaranteed to get, you know, blown up. Look at that. Look at that. If we don't draw into something really, really good here, like another Scalds, good chance we just scoop here. Nothing you can do, guys. I mean, we get swept. It's just like, it's just going to be this never-ending sweepers fest, which is good. I mean, it's a good deck. Mono Black is in a really good spot right now, so that's definitely not going to get the job done. So unfortunately, that'll have to do. Let's hope our 4th game in a row isn't against a Mono Black deck. That would be great, and then we might have some more success. On to the next one. Man, those types of matchups are making me think that I should be running Tamiyo Safekeeping over the Snakeskin Veil, but Snakeskin Veil plays into the fact that we're modified, so we'd like to get those, you know, modifications put on our creatures. So it makes a little more sense with the synergies, but I don't know. We have a 1-drop and then a 4-drop. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, we can keep this. Gallic Greeters into Kodama. These are the types of combos we need. This is how the deck is supposed to run. You run out the Greeters, you run out the Kodama, you get the extra land ramp, and then you just can play anything you want from there. It's gonna be tricky to keep these things alive, though, I would imagine. Let's see what they play. If it's a black source, okay, it might be Magecraft or Esper. Either way, Kami's Flare looking pretty good. Oh, please don't tell me it's a Jawari Disruption. Thank goodness. I was gonna say Jawari Disruption would have been so annoying there. It would have meant that our hand is pretty much useless, because that would mean that they're full-on control deck and we've just got a bunch of removal and no aggression, which would have been the exact opposite of what we needed. Oh, it's a Valkyrie. Okay. Interesting. Oh, this is actually not good, though, because we have no way of... I guess we could do... like a second Kodama. I could double Kami Flare this thing. I don't know. I guess double Kami's Flare isn't the worst thing in the world. And then just smash their face again. Just keep the aggression up super high. I could have maybe, I could have tried to ambush them, but they also could have just killed my 2/2. So I don't think I would have appreciated, losing my 2/2 Gallic Greeters just to ambush them with a sneaky Kami's Flare. I think just taking it outright is just the move to make here. All right, I need something big off the top here. A good... There we go. That's big. And that's the types of things that'll happen too when you get the Kodama down early and you start ramping really fast. You start thinning out your deck pretty quickly as well. So once you start thinning out the deck, things like Halana start to fall in your hand a little bit easier. All right, let's go. Let's get some more ramping in. You got to imagine that, they're going to probably block the 3/3. Because they want the life gain and try to recover, but it's going to be a little too late for them to recover, I think. Pretty sure we're going to smash our way through. But yeah, like I said, if we do end up grabbing, upwards to 2 lands here, it just thins our deck out that much more. And then our top deck should be, you know, better, which, you know, Showdown of the Skulls should pop up a little bit easier. Alana, and then from there you keep the value train rolling, man. All right. Opponent's down to 4. But they are going to gain a lot of life. Okay, they slip out the back for no apparent reason. Why would you slip out the back there? Just to get more toughness on your Valkyrie? This seems super strange, but... Alright, could you just don't control tap... Wait, what? Oh, I don't untap this? Don't tap... Okay, don't control it and tap it. If you control a creature, you can just untap. Okay, got it. Oh, they needed the 1/1 counter, so this doesn't untap. Got it. I think that's a pretty good play. I think that's a pretty good play. Getting in a second Kodama, giving it the haste with the Halana seems good. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Oh, they're gonna do it like that, huh? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's hope there's no Doomscar in our future. I can't imagine there would be if they're running, you know, Angels and Righteous Valkyries, because you wouldn't want to blow up the board, especially if you're not running black for, you know, reanimation. So I would hope we can avoid a Doomscar. That would be silly if we don't. That's actually a really annoying card, I can't lie. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. You get this to a 3/4 attack and we can't kill anything. All right, well, let's just put the 1/1 counters on it anyways. No attacks. Let's pretend like we're holding an instant speed spell. Maybe it might slow down their processing here. Whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures with counters on them, draw a card. Okay. So they need the card draw, it looks like. They're taking it. And no blocks. They're taking a bold step forward here, though, by attacking in and leaving their defenses a little bit lower. That's kind of strange that we're only hitting lands even when we've gone through our deck this much. All right, let's go here. If I send the whole team here, what happens? They have to block. This has 7/7 trample, so they have to make a big block over here. Yeah, they have to block this here. Has to. And so that opens up what? That's 4 damage getting through. 5, 6. Yeah, that's lethal. All right, just making sure. Just making sure I have lethal here before I swing in with Halana and lose it to some silliness. Obviously, there's instant speed spells they can cast here to remove things like Fateful Absence, but I'm going to bank on the fact they don't have that. I'd be more afraid of Wandering Emperor, but there's only 3 mana left over, so we should be good. And we do it. Let's go. Azorius Angels, though, pretty cool concept. Haven't seen anyone running just Azorius straight up. It's either mono white or Esper, but good game. All right, that was a lot more refreshing playing against those Angels than, you know, the mono black decks, but very unique too, by the way, which I can appreciate. Okay, so we've got a pretty good hand here because we have Gallic Readers into Kami or Kodama. Sorry, Kodama. I keep saying Kami because of Kami's flare. It just keeps throwing me off. Kodama though, okay, nice. We get a 3rd land. That's what I was really hoping for. But guys, take a note of our opponent's first land drop. It's all good though. It's all good. We have a much better start here, so I feel a little bit better about it. And that's not a snow mana, which means not blood on the snow. And I'm okay with that because if it's not blood on the snow, then we're in good shape to hopefully scale upwards to avoid the Meat Hook Massacre. So that's not an issue. Let's go red here and then just blow this up. Get back our Kodama. We really need that back. Thank you for stealing that and ruining my day. Ruining my curve, ruining my perfect plan. Clearly they are a Jund deck though. That's probably going to be running a lot of control, a lot of removal because they're working their way up to a Tibalt. Okay. Okie dokie. Kodama's still my play here for sure. They have 1 mana left open. Something's holding priority. It's got to be the Valky. The Valky is always holding priority when it has a creature underneath it. So let's get that in there. Nice. We get another red source, which is super helpful to get down, you know, our Raiju. So that's nice. Glad we got that in. What is next? Binding the old gods, I would assume. Oh, they're going to just turn that into Halana. Don't know if I agree with that plan, but it's on them. It is on them. I think we just go for a crazy ramp here. Crazy ramp up here. Get both of these trample. They're both gonna hopefully hit, I would assume. And I mean, they could block with Halana against the Gala Greeters and stop me from getting 1 land, which would be annoying, but not the end of the world. We're gonna have so much mana to deal with though, and then we got Scalds in hand. It's so good. That is such a good combination to have, because whatever Scalds pulls, you know, you're gonna get max value out of it. What's up? Are we making a block or no? You don't want to give me back my Halana, do you? You want to keep that thing hostage or what? It's fair. That is fair. Does this still count as like a Tibble? Actually, I'm kind of curious. So, a Valky. Choose a creature card, exile the Valky, mana X or less. Valky becomes a copy of that card. So it's no longer Valky, I don't think. So what's kind of cool about that is I think they can play multiple Valkys out. I've never actually seen anyone try that, but like I don't think the legendary rule applies if they play a second Valky. Could be wrong, but it just dawned on me, so that's kind of interesting. And are we getting roped really for an opponent being salty? I hope not. I really hope not. Not this early, at least. I mean, you've got to have, you're running Jund colors. You got to be in good shape as far as removal goes, I would imagine. So like, this board state can't exactly scare you to death, can it? Wow. Okay, well. All right, we got so much mana to work with. It's not even funny. 3, 6, 7, 8 mana. This is going to come down for 4. We can even play another Scalds off of the Scalds, which would be pretty bonkers. But unfortunately, I think our opponent's just going to rope us to the end of the video here, the end of the game at least. So we may have to make an edit here. I do apologize to you guys watching at home. This is always really unfortunate, but it happens almost every video I record, so it's unfortunate. We'll see you on the other side. All right, we're back. And let's see if we just get roped to the end here. I would imagine we do. So let the showdown of the Scalds come down here. Let them get the final rope here. And then we'll see their head explode. So we'll see you on the other side again. My apologies again. All right. And we're back. We are back and victorious after being roped out. But it's all good. On to the next one. All right. Let's hope we can get through a game here this time without any roping going on. It's unfortunate how much that actually has been happening lately, man. It's so unfortunate, but this hand is doable, but it might be trouble because we don't have any red, but we shall see. We're gonna go with the white source first, obviously, because we want to be able to cast a Luminarch, I think, on turn 2 over everything else. All right, Ledger Shredder is tricky. I do have Gala Greeters too, though, so I can go Gala Greeters next turn into the Hopeful Initiate, get a treasure, which will allow us to use Halana. So the correction is built into the deck here, and built into our hand for the mana, which is nice because of Gala. Ledger Shredder is a tough cookie, though, man. I don't know what I should be doing with that right now. Let's go Gala Greeters. Let's not mess this up. I almost threw down the Initiate first. That would have been pretty funny if I just said to do the treasure play. All right, the Shredder is gonna connive though. We cast 2 spells, which means it connives. And what do they throw away here? Let's see what's going on with their deck. I wonder if it's like some sort of deck that plays off graveyard or not, but could be like bombardment. But I mean, Ledger Shredder is a pretty clear indicator that they're trying to maybe tempo out and beat us down. We are going for the treasure though, like I said. I think we just stick to the Luminarch here and try to deal as much damage as possible. Also, you know, burn spells, fading hopes, those types of things might happen here, which would be really unfortunate. Prismari command, and they blow up the treasure of all things, man. Holy cow. They blow up the treasure. That's annoying. I thought maybe creating a treasure for them might be a little bit more of the play, but no, they just blow up mine. It's like they're mind reading me or something. Wow. And we don't even find another red source. That's crazy. Holy cow. The fact that they blew the treasure up with the Prismari command might single-handedly win them the game. I think most people too would create their own treasure there. I don't think a lot of people would go with that route. Very interesting. Wait, what'd they throw away here? I didn't even notice. Leer. Okay, so that means they have another Leer in hand. There's no way they threw away a Leer without having a backup. So I need either a creature or a red source. That's neither. Well, unfortunately, it's looking like we're done here. It is looking like we're done here. That's a little unfortunate. Things just did not go our way there. It was a little unlucky. Little unlucky. We had a really good hand, and I was worried about the red source and keeping that hand for sure. I thought it might have been a little bit iffy to keep, but I didn't think that would happen. That's crazy. Ledger Shredder actually gets in for an attack this time. They probably should have done that last time. It's a flyer, so I couldn't block it anyways. I'm not sure what I would do if I did get a red source here. What I would want to play and prioritize. Well, we did get it, so it's got to be Helana, right? It's got to be, I would figure. Let's do the 1/1 counter here. Let's start putting on some pressure back onto our opponent here a little bit. They clearly have something though. Probably some sort of burn spells or, you know. Yeah. Prismari command. Okay. All right, we're going to go here with the 1/1 counters. It was actually a pretty good Prismari command again though, because we were going to, you know, train with the Hopeful Initiate. So, all right. So our opponent's in prime position now to, you know, get their Leer going and get all their spells to recast here. We might, if we want to squeeze in another game, I might need to concede here, unfortunately, if I want to try to get one more game in, because our opponent's clearly got us beat, I think. Just the amount of treasures they've generated over this last course of a few turns here has been really, really good. And we've just been too slow. Just too slow. And now they've got a reflection of Kiki Jiki that's on, you know, that has no summoning sickness either. So they're copying Goldspan. Yep. I figured that was going to be the play. They copy Goldspan. They go over the top. All right. Fading Hope there is my only blocker. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. I block here. 12, 13. Yep, that's lethal. All right, we got out of there quick at least. Oh, it's unfortunate. Mana was our biggest issue there. So on to the next. One last game here. All right, well, that was just super unlucky. But you know what? That's kind of going to happen, unfortunately, here and there, because I'm running a deck with Kodama. And when I run Kodama, I typically run a ton of basic land cards. And when you have all the basic land cards, you know, you struggle to hit the multicolored stuff. That will happen here and there for sure. I get to go first. This is a keep. This looks much better than the last hand. Don't like having 2 Kodamas, but it's all good. Anytime I compare a Luminarch or a Gala Greeter with the West Tree, we're good to go. Much better hand than last game, that's for sure. Kicking things off with the Luminarch. Let's see what we got here, though. We got whites. Okay, what could that be? Selesnya enchantments. I hope so. I think we could beat that. I think that's a good matchup for us. We'll see. No, white and blue. I've been seeing a lot of Magecraft lately, especially against this, this particular deck that we're playing right now. So it wouldn't be super surprising if this is another Magecraft deck, but they are holding priority now. Okay, good. I thought for sure we were about to hit with the Jawari Disruption there. Nice, it hits. Let's go. We got to get some red because we need double red for a couple of our cards here. Things like the Flying Raiju and Skull. And now we go right into a showdown, which is kind of nice. Oh, what in the world? Magecraft, whenever you cast a copy, instant put a 1/1 counter on the Quandrix. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna go here first. See what we hit. And we get a Shatter Skull like I was talking about earlier. We do get a white source, which is great because now we can get this down on curve. And Kodama gets a 1/1 counter. We're looking for 2 more lands here. Really thinning out the deck a lot. That's gonna be a lot of lands. So we should be top decking now. Absolute gasoline. Let's go white and green. Guess we should have got another red there. I didn't realize we had both greens and whites down here as well. Yeah, this should be a pretty fast and easy game here, unless they get some defenses up this turn. Hopeful Initiate's going to start training too every time we attack in. That's going to be so good. This is going to be so good. It's going to be clean. Clean. Disciplined Duelist. I like that card. Big fan of that card. Shield counter. But we draw a really good answer. Yeah, this should just about wrap it up here, I think. We're going to go ahead and play the second Showdown of the Skalds. We're going to go here. They see a Kami's Flare. Now let's see if that, makes them want to scoop or not. All right, we go there and let's see what they declare their blockers at. They might declare the blocker of this Duelist on the 3. Well, it doesn't matter where they really declared, does it? They're gonna kill whatever it is they hit. So we might actually have to do double flare, and double flare is more than enough, I think, to get the job done. Actually, yeah, don't even need to do double flare. I forgot about the additional 1/1 counter that we would get from the Showdown of the Skalds. So that should close it out nice and easy. Well, there you go. That was really fast and simple. That's how the deck's supposed to perform on most occasions. GG. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break this deck down in full now, but before I do that, I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to everyone who's made it this far into the video. I do appreciate that very much. It goes a very long way here with the YouTube algorithm, so thanks for sticking around with me. I do appreciate it so very much. And with that being said, though, let's take a look at the list and kind of explain how we built this thing up. So obviously we focus on the the 1/1 counters as our modification process, and so we obviously have a lot of things that generate 1/1 counters. Obviously all of our creatures like Hopeful Initiate, Luminarch, Aspirant, they were kind of no-brainers. They're a really good 1 and 2 drop. Gallic Readers was another fantastic 2 drop because I've made a Bant list before, very similar Bant list with Kodama where we ramped up to things like Elspeth, and it was kind of a really good 1-2 punch to have Luminarch or the Gallic Readers come down followed by the Kodama, because either one of these will then have a 1/1 counter, which will immediately start off that ramp process to get into our bigger spells. So that's kind of where we started this deck out as, and I really wanted it to be Naya because I wanted to play things like Halana in the deck. Halana is just such an overpowered creature that once this thing comes down, it closes out games in a blink of an eye. So I really wanted to play this deck with a Halana. And so that's where we started this deck out. And I wanted to make it a little bit different. Obviously, Shadow Skull Charger was pretty cool because it can come down and get the 1/1 counter immediately through the Luminarch or whatever it may be, Scalds or even Halana. These things can give the Charger the 1/1 counter immediately, and it sticks to the battlefield and doesn't come back to your hand. So you get, all of the benefits of it without having to kick it, which is really cool. And then obviously Raiju is just too good not to have in the deck. It plays too well into this game plan. The rest of the deck was, all of our versatility cards that help protect our creatures and also draws cards like Snakeskin Veil. I chose Snakeskin Veil over Tamiyo's Safekeeping just because it gives the 1/1 counter and it plays into our game plan a little bit better in that sense. But obviously not having indestructibility is a little bit tough. You've also got Kami's Flare. Kami's Flare I thought was a really no-brainer card as well because it's an instant speed removal spell, but it also gets added benefits every time you have a modified creature. So I thought this fit in the deck pretty well. And then obviously Showdown of the Skalds, we've already talked about this. This is going to be our card value engine. We're going to be able to draw cards once we get swept off the board, which is going to happen here and there in certain matchups. You're going to want a way to refuel and recharge the deck again and just get more creatures down on the battlefield. So Showdown of the Skalds is the way to do that. So we had that in the deck as well. And yeah, that's kind of pretty much how I built this deck out. I do think, you know, this one and the Bant version of this deck kind of go toe to toe, you know, as far as power level goes. Obviously you can search up all sorts of things here in the filter to look up, you know, ways to get 1/1 counters put on your creatures. There's other ways to modify your creatures because we're not just necessarily looking to get 1/1 counters. It's the best way to do it because we're kind of going with the Halana plan. But Kodama and Raiju both, you know, they work off of modifications, not necessarily just 1/1 counters, but also like lifelink counters, things like that. So if you want to do shield counters, you can do a whole lot of things with this deck. But ultimately, I really like it. I thought it was pretty consistent. I use it here and there, like I said, to just kind of climb the ladder if I'm struggling, and it's been pretty trusty, you know, to get through the ladder with. So I hope you guys find success with this one as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. That's going to conclude today's deck breakdown. But yeah, we've come to the end of the video where I'd like to give all the shout outs to, again, you guys for sticking around so long, but also to the Mardu mob for sticking around. And if you are here, guys, I want to give you guys a huge shout out and appreciation at the end of all my videos, because the Mardu mob helps support the channel through their monthly memberships, which is a big deal that goes a very long way with myself. So I want to say thank you to them every single video and let them know how much I do appreciate them. And if you guys want to learn more about the Mardu mob, you can hit that join button down below, or there's a link in the description. But that is going to conclude today's video, guys. We'll see you guys back here on Monday for another video. Hopefully we'll have the full 5 videos next week for you guys. And with that being said, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. Yeah. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.